about the craft room. And I'm going to do. So I tried getting organized, and I did a little bit of a video earlier that showed how I had organized some of my stuff into what it was, like whether it was inks or stamps or paint or buttons or ephemera, doilies, material, ribbon, etc. And then I made up these boxes here, and I tried to organize the space as well as to little areas of different function. Like there's my die cut machine and all my dies and stamps, and then there's more stamps there, and then there's just empty boxes and papers, and then different art stuff here, like if I do watercolor stuff. And then there's a box of projects on the go, but there's always projects on the go. So anyway, that's where I'm at. And I got a couple little hanging shelves so I could put some of the paints and things in, and the sprays, and hang my stencils up. And then we got to the desk area. I'm not going to make you go through too much of that. And then there's the boxes and stuff that I had from when I had organized myself. I don't have too much space to get up to the roof or the ceiling, but could put in one more shelf if I needed to, but I have to be able to access it. So there's not a lot here that I don't want to access most of the time. So I'm just thinking of leaving that space, maybe stacking boxes. So anyway, like I said, here's my computer and my printer, because I do a lot of digital downloads. But here lies the real problem. I was just doing a little project, a couple of little projects, finishing up things, and here's my stacked paper and cardstock and that kind of thing, some books, craft books. But here is, like I say, here is my problem. Yeah, need I say more? Okay, so I have got a few things organized, and I thought I'd show you where I was at my hopefully midway point. I know I still have lots to do, but I wanted to just kind of fiddly fart with other stuff later, like getting these books organized. These are all books that I've made that are waiting to go to people or whatnot. But I have found here that some of the things that I had in boxes, the boxes weren't big enough anymore, so I've had to upsize the boxes. So some of those things will be straightened out later, but I'm trying to realize and get all my paper on this shelving, and then all material in that shelving that's above the computer. Here is stuff like the watercolor stuff and other art stuff, plus a lot of my gardening books down the bottom. Not really going to worry too much about this shelf right now. This is all my stamp stuff up top here. So I do have to do something with my stamps, because I have a lot more stamps. I have stamps in here and I have stamps here, so I need to organize that a little bit better. This is all my die cuts, so I need to organize that a little bit better. That desk area of a lot of the stuff, a lot of the papers, and I've organized some of the glues and things into some containers. And the things that I got that I'm going to raise my table up with these, and it's just an inch and a 3/4 PVC pipe, and I got it cut at 11 inches. And I'm going to put that down here on the legs. I've already got 6 inches down on there. It's not enough. So I'm going to take those off and put the bigger pieces on to raise that desk up another 6 inches or so. And then my thing is WhiteRavenBookRook. I got a White Raven, and this is just a lamp that I want in here because I just thought it was kind of cool to find one. And then there's a light bulb that hangs from his mouth on that cord. Just got it off of Temu, so it's not a big expensive purchase or anything, but I thought it'd be kind of neat if I can find the space in here. Anyway, I've done that. Now I've got all of this stuff here, all of my ink pads and glues and paintbrushes, and I kind of organized that a little bit. And so, I mean, I was always looking for new tools. Like, I'm always looking for the pick. I'm always looking for, you know, that pinchy squeezers thing. Always looking for those things. I knew they were in here somewhere, but there was always so much other stuff in there that I was always hunting. So I got all the water brushes out and all the pens out and into their own container. Got a container there with scissors and punches and that sort of thing, and then just paintbrushes there. There's my water container and a spray bottle. And then I've got this that I thought would be a great idea for all of the pieces that I'm, you know, using as I go. And these are all my re-inkers, so it's not very useful. It's kind of in the way. I'm going to probably take that down. But that's the kind of thing that you figure out when you start to get yourself organized. So anyway, I threw out my old printer finally. It's been sitting in here waiting for a grand day to be revived, but it's never going to happen. It was a Canon printer. I loved it. It was the best, absolutely the best printer I've ever had, and it was a mega ink dealie, and it would do all kinds of things because Canon is made for printing, right? It's a photography company. Epson, I'm not so sure. Everybody was talking about their Epson printer, so I got this little thing and paid almost the same price as I had paid for that other one, which was about $300. But anyway, this one will do. It's not the best. I'm hoping to get rid of it. The good thing about it is an eco printer, eco tank, and I have all the inks. So I'm going to fill that up, and I'm probably going to just donate that and get myself another one, maybe for Christmas. We'll see. Anyway, there's my printer and a computer setup. Right there. This little dealie here is business. It's just full of papers. It's always just been full of papers, and I never use it. It's just not being used to its best. Oh, plus I have my vacuum in here plugged in to one of my few plugins. So I do have a power bar somewhere back here, but I don't know. I'd like to try and figure out something to do with that. But anyway, there it is. A little bit better. There's my desk. I'm feeling good that got so much less crap on it now. So the next thing will be dealing with those legs and dealing with some of the stuff that's on that desk, because that desk table is going to be raised, and some of that stuff's just got to go. I don't need it on the desk when I'm working, and I need the space. So I'm going to find room somewhere and get myself more organized with that. So carrying on. Okay, so this little bottom corner here, shelving unit, is just personal business of stuff that's in this office, in this space. And it needs to probably deal with getting another shelving unit here that's going to better accommodate all my dies and stamps. So I've got stamps in there and stamps in here, and stencils as well, and stencils up there, and stencils over here. So I got to try and work out something. One thing about doing something like this is it starts to organize you when you start to put your stuff together that belongs together, grouping your stuff. Then you can start to organize that as to how, you know, getting bigger boxes or whatever you need to do to, or throw out, you know, a lot of stuff. So basically, so far the chair stays because I know the cat likes it. And then I have this little fireplace under here that it's, I don't know, I might have to get rid of it, but I'm going to wait and see. I do like it in here. It adds a nice little effect in the summer, in the winter, but I don't really need it for heat or anything. And then just going back up to here onto my shelving unit above the computer. it's pretty much stayed the same. I've just got the big boxes up there, but some of these things, again, I need some bigger boxes and to get that organized, and I will be doing that after I get down to the meat and potatoes stuff here. Here's the biggie that I was really trying to address today, at least. So I've cleared off that desk area of a lot of the stuff, a lot of the paper. So, yeah, it's looking better because it's tidied up a bit, but there's still so much that has to be thought through, and I have to start to put the things that I'm not using when I'm crafting, like as I'm doing a craft project, and I can just get out of the chair and go get them, put them on the table if I need them, like all of the stamps, all my glues. I do need clips all the time, so I'll think of, and these things can go, I'm thinking, you know, those things that I don't use I don't need them stored on the table. I need them stored somewhere else and just get them as I need them. So I'm going to go through and hopefully try and figure that out, but this is definitely going to take a cup of tea. Okay, it's the end of the day for me. I've done a lot in here, so basically I put a lot of paper in that bottom, where are we here, these guys. It's got to go, but for now that's where it is. That cabinet has to be done later. That area is okay. It's sort of extra, besides junk journal stuff, it's other art stuff and some books. I'm not going to worry about that too much. This is my stamps and die center, basically. There's my die cutting machine down below and up above. The little guy, side kicker. Some stencils. So all that's in that area. I've got all these little shelves attached to the cupboard for all the re-inkers and mica stains and whatnot, specialty pastes, and all that stuff is in there. This is still the books and papers and cutting machines, etc. in there. And then here's the table. Just the scissors and stuff and a heat gun in that tray. And down there, this new project I'm working on, minus the screwdriver. And so as you can see, I got everything off that table. Hooray for me, I did a great thing today because that was my whole big project effort. So I ended up putting the paintbrushes and in one side, scissors and tools, and then pens and pencils, paintbrushes and water in there. In this little container, I have all those little bits that you have on your desk when you're doing junk journaling, like little bits of paper and little bits of things like beads and buttons and those kind of things. There's my Raven. Whoop. Oh, still recording. Thought I turned it off. Okay, so there's my Raven. And if I back up, you can see that tray that is here that I had by the door that was full of paper. That's where it went in that big box. And now it sits, I raised that table up on those 11-inch pipes. It now stands pretty much just above my belly button. So when I bend my arms, that's just the right height for standing and crafting for me. And in this, I took out all the papers and I filled it with all that stuff that was on the table. And I organized it. This is trying to put it in as I use it. I'll get used to what needs to go where, but there's all of those little things that were in containers on the tabletop are now down here. All my inks and whatnot, and then all my other tools and pencils and distress crayons and watercolor crayons, pencil sharpeners, and then here's just things like the the awl and elastic bands and odd knots. So I'm really happy with the height of that table. I haven't done a project on it yet, but I think it's gonna work. There's my cat, Whiskey, snoozing on my chair. He always likes to take my chair. And then I had the fireplace under that table where that white rack is now. And I have the fireplace underneath my printer on that table. So I can stick my desk under here, or my chair under here to do any computer work. And I got a little area there, it's all set. All the stuff up above has been a little bit better organized. And there's always more to do, but for now, that's my desk. That is complete. Thanks for watching. I hope you got some good ideas, and you know, this is basically mostly about my process on how to tackle and assess the needs here and figure out what to do. I don't have a big space. I don't have a lot of fancy equipment and a lot of paper, all of that stuff. I've been crafting a few years, but my budget is limited. So, but over time, you do collect things. And yeah, this is my space. So I'm pretty happy with it. There's a few things that I got to do, but so far, so good. So, yeah, think about, sit there, go in your space and try, like I said, organize first what's what goes with what. Like, where are all your stamps? Where are all your stencils? Where's all your paint? Where are all your pieces of paper, your ephemera, all of your stuff? Group them, put them in boxes, and you know, if you need a bigger box, then get a bigger box, and all your ribbons and your buttons, and figure out places to put these things. And like I said before, I kind of got this space as my paper here. This is kind of my other craft and books, garden book storage. Beside us is the dies, the stamps, the machine, all in this corner. I've got all of my inks and re-inkers and sprays there. There's all my books and papers. There's my desk now at a height that I can reach and I hope feel comfortable. Crafting has been a problem for me. If I craft too long, I get a heck of a backache. So I hope this is going to be better. And I've got this whole little new use for all of that. Those little trays pull out, and I've got all the goods in there, and I'm hoping that's what was on my desk basically, as well as the other stuff that's still up there. But all of those things are handy, but I don't need them on my desk. So on my desk now, I have the things that I need. So I've assessed that. I know what I use, and that's just from the last few months of thinking about this and realizing what I need at hand. And then so on the table, desktop, I have plenty of room, and I've got all my pencils and paintbrushes and scissors and things like that, whatnots. There's my little White Raven, because that's my my junk journal book name. And there's my printer station and my computers. And I still have my little fireplace in here. For now, it's under there. But I've got my computer stuff all together. And then I've got on this side of this wall is all of the material types of things. So material and laces and doilies and ribbons. And then things like collage tissue and attachers, and then envelopes and twine and stuff like that as it goes down. So I'm feeling like I'm organized. I'll see how it works how it works out as I use it. But I'm thinking this is it's going to be a good start. So I hope that if you're thinking of how to tackle your mess, and I know it sort of has to work for you, So that's how I figured if I do a video and I explain how I'm getting through the pile of everything to try and organize myself. So yeah, anyway, it is White Raven. It's Jackie, and I'm at White Raven the Book Rook on Vancouver Island, and I've changed my name to one word, White Raven Book Rook, because when I searched for myself, I found a lot of things that are White Raven that aren't really what I'm into. So I thought if I made it all one word, it might be a little more selective to just showing my videos. So if you want to check out some of the books that I've made, I do junk journals and paste books, I think they're called, and a lot of themes. So I'm going to be putting one up for pretty soon for Halloween, because it's fall, as you may be able to see outside my window. That's what I look at. There's my car. This is what I look at when I do my crafting. So it's turning fall and it's beautiful out there. So enjoy your days, and let me know if you have any comments or any suggestions, or if you want that paper, let me. I'll mail it to you for the price of the cost of the mail. If you want it, it's yours. All right. Thanks again. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.